Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Today we're going to be going into the Warrens, hunting the Head Hoarder boss in particular. That is a boss that spawns via other monsters, and to get those monsters to spawn, I need a vanilla head equipped. That's why we have Junia's head here. However, from what I gather, you can also use Bariston's or Dismas's head. So that's like the one boss we have left in the Warrens to go fight. There is another like rarer monster that's not quite a boss or mini boss, but it is an extremely hard-hitting elite monster, I guess you could call it. But from what I've gathered, he will always spawn in the Lord of Flies quest, so I'm not too worried about getting him to spawn. Other than that, there's only 3 other bosses to get to spawn before we go and fight like the Lord of Flies and things like that. One of which I'm waiting on Ching here to kind of finish de-stressing and all that jazz, because I absolutely need her because she has the ghostly chain quirk to go into the cove, and other than that, it's stuff in the runes. And then we'll go bang out the rest of the bosses. So today's plan is to go into the Warrens. If I don't get it this time, I don't think I'm going to continue searching for it, just because I've had such bad luck trying to find it. It is a boss that can technically spawn on any difficulty. It's the boss spawns via the Fleshling enemies. I think they're from Home for Lost Monsters. And then if you're on Apprentice, they just spawn the Apprentice version of it spawns the veteran version of the monster. The veteran version of the monster will spawn the champion version of the monster. The champion version of the monster will then spawn the boss. So the higher your difficulty, the easier it is to get the boss to spawn, because you have to wait around less and less of a chance of it to die or just not use the spawning mechanic. But that being said, I don't know how many episodes I've been trying to get this thing to spawn. Every time I go into the Warrens, I make sure to equip a vanilla head, and I haven't even gotten one of the Fleshlings to spawn. So I've just about given up on the Warren boss here, but I figured I'd give it one more try. So we're going to be using a bleeding team, if you can't tell by the people down here. Person in row 1 here is going to be Rex, our trophy hunter, the best boy. So he has Biting Blade. He has plus crit versus bleeding when he uses that. Otherwise, he has Apex Predator. Can only be used in position 1 against position 1, but it has a high stun chance, shuffle chance, and bleeding chance. It does a 5/3 bleed. And because of the trinket set I have, it also does plus 33% damage. We then have Trifuricate that also moves him back. He can use that in position 1 or 2 against 2, 3, and 4, doing plus 30% damage versus bleeding. And then we have Bloody Ambition, giving him a block, marking him, and activating a really damaging riposte. Then for our trinkets, we have the Crocodilian Head, giving him 5 accuracy and stun chance, giving the Apex Predator a 160 stun chance, and then if it crits, even more. And then on monster kill, he will heal himself for 12% of his max HP. And then the Crocodilian's Teeth, giving him 5 extra accuracy for a grand total of 10 between those, and 20% bleed chance. So Apex Predator will have a 160 bleed chance as well. There's a few nice little quirks on him. So he has mutated, giving him plus 15% max HP up. Tough for another 10% max HP. Blade Master, so 3% damage, 3 accuracy, and 3 more crit with melee skills, which are Biting Blade and Apex Predator. We then have Warrior of Light, and I do plan on keeping the torch above 75, so he does have 10% more damage there. And we have Warpstone Addiction Tended, so he gets plus 1 speed and plus 10% more damage. So as you can see, he is a tanky boy. He usually has 63 base health, and because of his quirks and stuff like that, he gets up to 79. His damage is then raised from 10 to 19 to 11 to 21 because of the disease, and is going to go up even higher when Warrior of Light comes in and Blade Master. He is really going to be clutch here. Second of all, we have Ross, who's going to be trading places with Rex, and he's got some of his own quirk stuff going on that we'll go over. But he has Bloodletting Teeth for a bleed for the first 2 rows into the wounds to hit 2, 3, and 4, doing plus damage versus bleeding. If I happen to stun anything, we have Visceral Attack, clearing the stun but doing plus damage versus stun, having Knockback 2 and Armor Piercing. And then the big clutch on him is Hunter Salutation, plus 15 dodge, marks him, and gives him a riposte that can stun. Now usually his riposte is minus 80% damage, however we have the crystallizing cold blood on him, so he gets plus 7 crit, and his riposte gets plus 95% damage. However, he can't stun with anything but Augur of Erebus, which we don't have equipped unfortunately. So I've seen him just absolutely obliterate entire enemy teams with the Hunter's Salutation. Hopefully that's a thing again. Then we have Luminous on him, so plus speed plus dodge, 35 dodge before we do Hunter's Salutation, putting him up to 50. And he has Scouting in the Warrens, which is going to help us out a little bit. And he also has Martyr, so he can guard allies. I can't tell him who to guard and stuff like that though, but that might come into play, and he can mark himself even without Hunter's Salutation. Then we have Carmine our Duchess, mainly using Crimson Downpour to get the plus bleed amount received on enemies, and with a pretty heavy bleed, 5 for 3. It hits rolls 2, 3, and 4. After that, Thirst for Power versus bleeding or on a bleed, it will up the damage she does and ups her protection. We have Castigate for a stun, so if she goes before Ross, we can get Visceral Attack off. I don't see it happening too often, but it might. And then we have Noble Obligation. If I use it as a human, it can bleed and plus crits received, otherwise it's a pull and plus damage received. We got some nifty little trinkets on her, so Whip of Domination plus damage versus bleeding plus bleed chance and plus bleed duration. And then last episode I beat the Basilisk again, so we got the Barbed Whip Tail, so plus bleed amount on this, so we have roughly 58% bleed amount up and a move chance for Noble Obligation. And finally, to finish things off, we have Whitlock, the Courier Hunter, who's mainly going to be using Serrated Cane as an attack, hits rows 1 and 2 with a 4 for 3 bleed and buffs her speed, but because we have Serrated Cane, it ups her bleed amount by 66%, so she should be bleeding for 6. It also on melee hit for rows 1 and 2 then, because that Serrated Cane will lower the target's bleeding resistance. Old Blood as a heal and de-stressing herself. Warrior Bell as a AoE heal, puts a 3 for 3 horror on her, but all heroes are cure, bleed, and blight. All heroes also get a stress, and puts a debuff on her for minus 2 speed. Phantasm Shell once again, so puts a horror on her, plus 40% damage and 10 crit on whoever she targets, and once again a speed debuff on her. Then because I needed a head, she gets it, so plus healing done on her. So that's the party. We're going to be going to activate Animalistic Shrines. Don't really care about any of the rewards here, but we're getting another Vanguard Horn. And we'll see if we get a Head Hoarder here. Gonna bring a lot of torches, maybe we can get some bad quirks off. Training Ribbons for accuracy, Yellow Hand for scouting. We're gonna bring Amphitheater for the stress down, as less stress received, and we're doing a lot of debuffing, so let's bring the Anathenum. The Preacher is here again, spreading their words far and wide. The world and its inhabitants shall become as one, perfect and flawless, unified in flesh and mind. The Book of Darkness, 2-4. So that should, if I beat him again and get a new trinket, that should complete my set, yeah? Alright, let's do this.
The swine draw power from their horrid markings and crude idols. Tear them down.
I don't know why I brought Anathenum for Rux. I suppose just in case I change to Terrorize, we'll use it on him. Anathenum gives once again, not sure why I brought one, but Anathenum for Ross. Carmine, it's actually useful for because Crimson Downpour, the plus crits received while bleeding, or the plus blight amount received buff there. Make sure that lands. And then she has this part from the serrated segments, so that's considered the debuff for her. Then minus stress received on everyone. Yellow Hand is going to... Who had the scouting in here? Or in Scrounger Ross. Let's buff that more, and then training ribbons for everyone, so plus accuracy. I have a feeling this is the Preacher, so let's go. Last time he was really easy. Oh, it's a Lich. He can't bleed. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Well, let's get him bleeding. Got to get the Retiarius because he's actually guarding the Lich. Let's Apex him. There we go. Now he's not guarding. Ha ha ha. I have to look at things now. 150 bleed chance plus 180. I'm not gonna bleed him, but what I can do, I suppose, is plus the bleed amount on the Retiarius. So we'll do that. Bleeding for 21. Hunter Salutation. And we can just go at the Lich now because he bleeds out. Satiation is a dream. Too bad he can't repost that. Yeah, I'm just gonna actually let's heal. Just be safe. Then I have an idea. Plus crits received.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Actually, I should have tried to castigate. Bloodletting Teeth. Bloody Ambition. That sucked to be you. The bleed isn't, or the blight isn't bad. We can heal through it. He's not going to do too much to the Lich, so. Yep, that. I'm not going to get what I want from this, so we are going to. Yeah. Plus crits received. Oh, it's bleeding. Liquefaction. You know, it's hard to get it to target what I want when everything is marked.
Champion falls.
We'll take the money. Don't need the other stuff there.
Success.
Use the food, take the onyx. Should take the money there, and I just instinctively hit the X. Bullfrog. Alright, bleed them. And they resisted. Salutations, my friends. We can bleed them, I say. So they will bleed. I'd love to trifuricate the Bullfrog, but let's go with the Madman.
Eradicated.
I'd say he was eradicated. Rex, does he have a head left after you did that to him? Ooh, tapeworm. And the Bullfrog can actually eat both of them this turn, unfortunately.
How quickly the tide turns.
Ew. Well, moving back.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Breaking the corpse.
Masterfully executed.
Breaking the corpse. Now you can't eat it. Ha ha, ha ha ha. I win. Bloody Ambition. Gross, the frog puked.
Continue the onslaught.
Alright, we'll take the key, take the medicinal herbs, leave the rest. Default party order. And use the herbs here so we can heal Ross a tad. Take the money and we'll be on our way. It's a 3 for 3. Alright. I will have to heal Ross here. Oh! Hey guys, I haven't seen you in a while. Can't bleed the armor, but I can't... Oh, and the Artificer, I guess, because he's so armored up. Oh, what can you do from 3? Bloodletting teeth, good. Alright. Hi. Castigate. As much as I would love to Salutation, what would Visceral do?
As
That.
the wind falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And now... Apex. And it loses a turn. I don't think it's happy. We'll summon the end in 4. That does not sound good. I actually know what happens here. I'm a little afraid to let it happen, if I'm being totally honest. Good job there, Raw. Yeah, we're gonna go for damage on it. I can't let it summon the end. Castigate. Aww. Healing back up. 2 rounds. Okay, we're good. Castigate. Stun it. Stun it. Oh, it went at Rex. Well, take it out.
Monstrous size has no
I do have a video that you can see. I'll put the link up here, where if you really want to see what Will Summon the End does, you can see what the end is. You can actually dodge it too, which is kind of funny, all things considered. But I wouldn't want to be hit by that. Really would not want to be hit by that. Also, the fact that these aren't stacking again bugs the ever-living hell out of me. Okay, there's a quest location there, so at least I know where I can go and break one. What are the chances I just find a glint of gold or a gold bar in one of these? Like, I'm not sure which trinket mod that's from, but holy hell, man. If we can, we're going to get the damage up on Ross. 30% damage until camp. Let's get the man glugging. Bonewheels can stun here? They can spawn in the Warrens? Awesome. Didn't realize they could. Heady. Go. I have to check this really quick, because I thought they could only spawn in the runes. Okay, it does say they mainly spawn in the runes, but have a very low chance of spawning elsewhere. So the fact that I got 2 of them in here, kind of cool. I have to ping Heady with this. Alright, anywho, just so they have a second person to attack and get obliterated by. And then I'm not going to be able to bleed much here, but I'm going to Thirst Power the person in the back. Destroyed. Pop goes the weasel into your head. Two for 2, Ross. Hey, you gave Rex a bone. Three for 3. All 1 at Rex. Well, healing up. Castigate.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Oh, I had fun there. Ooh, trinket. Alluring skull used to mark a hero for 3 rounds. Agitates Bonewheels in particular. Now I have to. Now I have to. Not that I'm going to find another Bonewheel in here. But now I have to. Alright, moving on along.
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
Let's whip them. I can't hit the one that I really want, so we're gonna do salutations. Affliction, bleed them all.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
I didn't get one. And just in case. Hop. There's one.
Give them no quarter.
Rip. There's 2. Oh, they went at Rex. I was hoping for a full sweep with the riposts. Yeah, we can top up Ross. I think he's in his home environment now. Castigate. Oh, you ruined my fun. There's that guard I was talking about. Into the wound. 1 more down. Just because I can, Apex Predator. I don't think you want to eat that, though. Although, at this point, he kind of ate too, so.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Oy vey. These would stack, that would help a lot. Might as well change out the gold for the jade there. Take the onyx, leave the rest. Full party order. Let's play with the Shambler. Everyone in here can move to some extent, so I'm not too concerned. Rated Cane. Get him bleeding. Salutations. Get that riposte up because he's going to attack us at least once. Got 1 hit on him. Crit at that. And for now, let's thirst for power because I have an idea. What's the range on this? Can hit roll 3? Alright. Thirst for power. Gives her a speed buff, so if she goes faster than Ross, you can move back. I was hoping to bleed them, but that's fine. Castigate. It's probably not going to stun. And doesn't get a higher stun chance if she goes into the other form. We can try. Actually, it's not even worth it. I don't have a plus stun chance and it's a 140. Okay, well. Can hit one of these guys, maybe. Visceral. That's the kind of hit I like. And the other one's down. Going forward.
A decisive pummeling.
Good boy, Rex.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
How bad's a blight? 4 for 5. 4 for... Let's Courier Bell get rid of the blights.
Sedated.
I would love to move her back, but I gotta do a few things for that. So let's just keep Actually, I can do this. And Thirst Power this way. And that gives her plus damage. Pop goes the weasel.
Quakes.
And we need to re-up that.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered. Grievous injury.
Well, that kind of works. Going forward. Going back. I think... Oh, it has a little health left.
Death waits for the
Uh-oh.
lapse in concentration.
Whitlock, you're fine. Rex, you're fine.
Those who covet injury
Into the wound.
find it in no short supply.
There's... Oh. Wrong move and still missed. Oh, hell. Oh, lovely. Still healing Whitlock. Not on Death's Door anymore. There's your power. And Bloodletting Teeth. There we go. Higher stress fight, but I kind of expected that. We still have the Preacher up and coming, so we'll see how that goes.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Oh, here we go. Probably should get rid of that bleed too. Curio. Alright. Nope, did not mean to do that. We can eat. Gonna go here. Grab the torch. Should probably default party order.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
And yeah, I know that stressed people out a little bit. Then we're gonna go up and around and all that jazz. Alright, who's good at traps? 70, 65, 100. There we go. Going up. Do that. Thank you for the money.
Waiting to be spent.
Map. I like maps. Bull Scout, thank you. The Preacher's gotta be one of those room battles. Yes, hi bear. Also, just to plot things out, quest location there. Alright, so we're gonna go down.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate
There's the Preacher.
earliest settlers.
We're gonna serrated Cane. Ooh, he dodged that. Profane Ritual, that's the summon. Oh, it's just this guy. And then Flesh Wall, okay. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, huh? I was hoping Rex would get to go, but I suppose with his speed. Can probably stun this dude. And then next turn, Visceral attack him. There is minus dodge. That's going to be lovely.
festering fear.
That's a mark. That's not great. She's ravenous. That's extra not great. Gonna... Oh, I can't visceral from here. And she can't move back. We'll just roll with it. Really resisted the bleed. Yikes. Oh, did she just bite Rex? Yikes. Okay, Monstrous Affliction. Up, bleed received. Bleed them both. Tongue of Truth. Yikes. Okay, Apex. Really? That missed? Okay. Healing Ross. Stop eating your friends. We've been over this. Can't visceral, so... Eating the Preacher. There we go. Bleeding for 18.
Skill and purpose.
Free up Hunter. Ooh, that's what I'm looking for, Ross. Thank you. Then Biting Blade. And I believe he's just going to bleed out.
The death by inches.
Okay. Bear wants something, so bear with me for one moment. Come on. So I know with everyone but Ross afflicted, it's really not a good idea to keep continuing. But I really want that Head Hoarder boss, man. And there's only 4 fights left, 5 with the treasure room. So we're going to try for it. Got the Wretched Claw from the Preacher. Beckon the Beast. Can't remember which attack that is. Minus 33% damage received. You do 66% less damage with this. You always crit versus marked. On attack hit, you always mark. On attack crit debuff self, so you can't crit. Interesting. So every other attack you crit. On being hit, self mark self 50% chance. And this is the other half of that set that I got previously. Gonna default party order before I forget. Those other 2 trinkets I didn't need. I can get rid of a quirk with this. I don't want to lose mutated. Let's try to get rid of something here on Carmine. Stress Eater is actually good considering she's at the point where she would be eating a lot. There's 2 things here I can nab. And since I'm low on torches, that's nice.
Often low on supplies.
Grabbing the extra onyx. Okay, so I'm going to go to this battle. We're going to see how this goes. Chirurgeon. 1 patient, 2 musicians. Alright, I can deal with this. Minus dodge on them. I'm gonna take the time to heal up actually rather than bleeding all of them. So Ross first, since he takes the most damage because I constantly mark him. Salutations.
Inspiration and improvement.
Apex Predator on the musician. That should bleed and stun him. He goes away, I don't have to deal with him. Change her. Bleed all 3 of them. Ooh.
The horror.
Just kinda hoping they'd go at Ross. with restoration is he's not going to go away anymore, but we're still going to heal Whitlock.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Well, poof. Really, Carmine? And maybe I don't have it in me to keep going, because if it wasn't Carmine and her Ravenous, I might be able to do this. So, patient should go down to bleed. So, all on the Chirurgeon here. But things are gonna get rough. Like, really, really rough. I can try Furicate him.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Changing back. Noble Castigate.
Precision.
If I stun him, then Visceral Attack will probably go down. Which is a nope. Old Blood healing up. There we go.
Success.
I can get rid of Tapeworm.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
So this is a bleed for 2, but we're going to get rid of the bleeds. There we go. And take the Trapezohedron here. After that, let's use some of this food, because I'm probably going to find a bit more. And continue on. Break this. I'm clear to leave at any time. Part of me really wants to look for that fleshling. Let's go up. I know this is stupid. Obviously, this ain't them. My thought is, if I don't find them in that treasure room, I'm not going to find them, because if I remember right, that is where I generally found them, is battle rooms. I could be mistaken, though. Let's cast a... I can at least get it so one of them isn't attacking me. Yeah, bloodletting teeth. Funeral March, really, Rex? Trifuricate will take out the Archdeacon. Just Witch left, because the champion goes down to the bleed, essentially.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Oy vey. Let's see. Bleeding 3. Let's heal Rex. Rex doesn't want to be healed. That's one reason, actually, it would be a good reason to get out of here and not fight the Head Hoarder. Alright, let's take out the Witch. Witch is bleeding, so we can do Into the Wound. He bleeds out. Take the emerald.
Remind yourself.
Heal up a tad. Take the money.
An insidious killer.
Default party order. Get rid of the bleeding. Let's go. Nope. Unfortunate. Just the Bullfrog. Can at least bleed the spider. Bleeding for 7. into the wound, making sure there is no spider for... I meant to hit into the wound. I hit visceral. Wanted to make sure the bullfrog wouldn't be able to eat. Might be able to still do that. I think he can eat the leech too, to be honest.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
Ew. No one can heal Ross. Now he's paranoid. Now if the attack would have went off, I'd be fine.
Whisper of conspiracy.
Do not eat Ross. Carmine. I'm looking at you. No eating Ross.
The will to fight. Forward.
Okay, one less thing for the bullfrog to eat. Can't trifurcate the thing I want. So let's stay in front and take out this spider. This is still a dangerous spot to be in. Okay, good, he dodged it. I wanted the more health rather than getting rid of bleed. They are friends, not food. Stunning the bullfrog. Now we can visceral. Good dodge, good dodge. Apex. Got the stun. Okay, so I guess when she's like this, she can do good things. Bleed it then, because we're gonna get out of here. I'm not doing these extra 2 fights. There's your power. Take it out.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Default party order. Ross is paranoid. So do I have a backup? I do not. So I was going to do sanguinary exaltation here or whatever. But 1, that put me into a heart attack. And 2, should he not do that because he decides he's too paranoid, I don't have a prevent nighttime ambush. I'm not camping. And screw that chest. It might be a mimic.
Robbed of their ridings, the swine will grow ever more ignorant. If such a thing were possible.
Well, on one hand, fought the preacher again, which I didn't think would be a thing. On the other hand, no head hoarder boss. No fleshling again. Which, I don't know why they're not appearing.
The twisting tunnels no longer exhale the toxic stench of degeneracy.
Anything I want here. Holy orders could be good, sure. Not really using the white priestess anymore. Otherwise, that could be good. The one I have is level 1. White phosphorus flare for the bombard. Ignore stealth. On her post, gain extra combat action. I mean, all of that could be really good. So sure, we'll go with that. I was kind of interested in this emancipation for the examinant at one point. So just for gigglies. And we'll leave it at that. Stress relief. Because no one here needs to get a quirk off or a disease. Okay. Taking their trinkets back. And then, next time I'm probably going to be going to the Cove, which means Ching, if I can find her back, she's somewhere here, will be in the run because I absolutely need her, to be in the run to be able to find the boss. Like, without her, the boss does not appear type deal. It's that kind of a situation because this ghostly chained quirk thing. So that's going to be the plan for next time. Go into the Cove. Roaming Raiju might be there, so he's going to be a big thing to deal with, actually. Like, he isn't a joke. He hurts. He really hurts. And then we'll see what else we can do. I'm not sure who I'm gonna bring to the Cove, just because, you know, there's a lot of stuff I can do and have fun with. So we'll see and go from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, wish you all well. I'll see you next time. Please have a good one.